So, guys, we are back with another portfolio update. It's been a very long time since the last time I gave you guys an update, and we are way up since then. I think the last time I made an update about this portfolio, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it was around 12k, and I don't add that much money. The goal of this portfolio is to only start from 10k and just through my skills of investing turn it to 100k and even more. So without investing almost anything, I have invested like 4 or 5k, but I plan on taking those as profits and withdrawing them after a bit and just keeping the main capital, the starting capital of the 10k inside. The goal of this portfolio is to get it to 100k plus firstly, and then probably a million in the future. But how things are going? The last time we were only at 12k and I had like 2000 in profits. Right now it's almost 50k and I have like 30k in profits. And if we check the history of this portfolio, check this out. On orders, I have a realized profits of 13k. So the whole portfolio is 30 plus 13k up, which is like in total like 43k in profits, which is absolutely crazy if you think about it. The reason I have so many uh, positions open right now is because MicroStrategy, one of my favorite stocks of all time, if you check the holdings on this trade, MicroStrategy, a stock that I held even at the prior update that I gave you guys, is way up. If you check out the average price that I have, 158, I had bought this stock before the stock split that it had, and I have locked a lot of profits since then too. With an average price of 158, the price of the portfolio or the price of the stock right now is $400, and I expect this stock to go even higher, to go to like 5 to 600, and this is the place where I'm planning to get rid of my stocks and then rebalance and rebuy again when MicroStrategy drops. Because MicroStrategy follows Bitcoin, of course, um, since Bitcoin, since it holds like 600,000, like 600, how much is it? Yeah, 628,000. This is an insane amount of Bitcoin it holds, and it still buys Bitcoin. Every day that goes by, it's probably higher now. It used to be 72 billion, yeah, 73 billion right now. And it buys Bitcoin all the time, so it fully follows the price of Bitcoin. And since we are in a crypto bull market, I believe Bitcoin can rise even more, and so MicroStrategy will follow. That's the main reason why I hold MicroStrategy. But yeah, I only plan on taking profits and withdrawing like 5 to 7 to 8k when when MicroStrategy rises to the point that I want. But yeah, this has been one of my best stocks, one of my biggest winners. So I plan to work with it in the future as well. If a bear market comes in this cycle, in the next cycle of Bitcoin, because it moves in cycles. But so the biggest position right now, actually, can we say it this way? Asset allocation. Can I open this? Let me see more details. Yeah, here it's better. The biggest position right now so is MicroStrategy. The second biggest position is Vanek Ethereum. So this was a way of mine to get some extra exposure to Ethereum because I had Ethereum in other portfolios. This is not my only portfolio, of course, but I had Ethereum in other portfolios, and I thought might as well buy it in an ETF too, an ETN product. This is an ETN product. This is not an ETF, but this move, I was buying Ethereum throughout all this time. It was very negative for a long time. It went like minus 2, 3, even 5k at one point because I didn't buy it at such good prices. I thought that as I saw the bull market going on, when we were throughout this era right now, right then, from 2024 to almost like the start of 2025, my thoughts were that since Ethereum is holding this range, that then it will explode even more. But uh, because of Bitcoin's correction, Ethereum got absolutely destroyed. It went from 4100 all the way back to 1300, 1400. These were bear market prices. This was insane. I didn't expect this to happen. This was probably the only mistake I made in this portfolio, even though I grew it too much without adding too much money. But the biggest winner was MicroStrategy out of all. This was one of my biggest convicted. It was one of my plays where I had my biggest conviction in. So it was also a big winner of mine. That shows that diversification not always works. Maybe I should just focus on my winners more. But whatever. So I bought this CTN, Vanik Ethereum, around those prices, here up high, and then it got completely destroyed. It almost went down 50% because my average price is 17. It went all the way to 8. At that time, I didn't want to look at my portfolio. It was down a lot. So from like 15k in total, it was like 7.5 at one point. This can happen, but I knew that we are in a bull market. I knew that Ethereum would recover, and that's why I didn't sell, and that's why I'm up on this position now too, which was a very nice play of mine. But anyway, this is the second biggest position of 35%. 45% is MicroStrategy, 35% is Ethereum in this portfolio. I'm a big lover of Bitcoin. I believe on it a lot. I have done a lot of research on it. That's why I trust MicroStrategy too, and Michael Saylor. He has a lot of confidence in it, and I think if there is one guy to trust from all those new companies that are investing in Bitcoin right now, is Michael Saylor. He's a guy that started all of this and started putting the money behind his mouth and behind his words, and then everyone else started. So I trust him a lot, and I love the strategy of MicroStrategy. The third biggest position I have is Global X Silver Miners. So I'm usually a, not a huge fan of stocks, but a good fan of stocks. But stocks throughout all this time were so high that after I took some profits, for example, let's look at Shopify. After I took some profits, the last time I took profits on Shopify, it used to be at like 90. Then it dropped, but it recovered kind of fast. I don't remember if I bought this time. Let me see. I don't remember if I bought it this time. Yeah, this is what happened. So I had positions in many different stocks, right? I saw that they started hitting the highs, the resistances in their charts, and then I started selling. And then I bought back when they fell. But no, I didn't buy back the first time they fell, and then they rised up because at that time I was buying MicroStrategy. So I didn't buy back the first time they dropped, and then they went through this huge rally, which I didn't take part in. So for example, when S&P rose, for a very long time, around this time, I used to be out. I used to be out because I thought that, as you can see on this chart, that the prices are overrated. They are too much. Uh, Everything was overpriced, so there was no reason for me to partake in this stock bull market. There was no, like, how can I say it in English? I could build a position, but there would be no security behind this position because it could fail any time. So I avoided the stocks at this time, and I focused on building my MicroStrategy position, which I did really well, and I'm happy about this. And I missed all of this bull market, but then they fell. They fell, and then when they fall through the last war that happened in Iran with rockets and stuff, here is where I attacked and bought some stocks. All the stocks right now are really high if you check. I had Tesla up, it was up 30%. I have Meta up 42%, Shopify up 86%. Only Costco is kinda negative. Berkshire Hathaway right now, Interactive Brokers up 42%, Uber up 14%, Booking up 9%. So I bought all the stocks throughout the last war, throughout the last big stock market correction that happened. Uh, the problem is that the stock market rises so fast after it drops that most of the times I have no time to most of the time I have no time to build any significant position because it keeps on going, it keeps on rising that fast. But this is a lesson I should have learned, I guess. I learned it this time, so I'll be more prepared next time. And this is what happened. So I'm a good fan of stocks, but I couldn't buy them because they rose that fast. So I focus more of my energy right now in silver. The reason I'm very focused on silver right now, and it's one of my biggest positions of like 12%, third biggest position in this stock portfolio, even though it's a metal, is because uh, along with the stock market and Bitcoin, gold in this huge, significant bull market. The thing is, I used gold and got some profits out of it, like a couple of $1,000, because I used to buy when it was 1950, and then it rose, then it rose. Then when I knew it will rise because it was in this huge consolidation period that lasted more than 10 years. It was insane, 8 to 10 years if you go back in the charts. So as the pressure was rising here, I knew that it would explode from time to time, from minute to minute and day to day. So I positioned myself here, built a big position in gold and gold mining stocks because when gold rises, gold mining stocks rise even more. And the only mistake I made was that I sold too early. I sold too early on this bull market, on this gold bull market. That was my mistake. Because when it rose, after it was static for like so many years, I was like, it went to 24.50. Okay, it can go uh, higher that much because it used to be static for 8 years. It can make that big of a move. So when it reached 24.50, I was like, okay, I'm out of this. I locked in my profits, which was nice, but then it rose even more. It went like 1,000 more dollars higher, which is insane, absolutely insane. I think no one would expect such a big gold market from um, gold to happen. Everyone would expect it over the long term, but I think no one would expect it over the short term in a single year for it to make it that big of a explosive move. So this was one of my mistakes. I looked in the profits, but yeah, then the market pulled back, but went through this huge rally. I didn't stop there. I didn't give up. I knew and I know that when gold has a big bull market, the second metal that follows gold fully is silver. So then I positioned myself in silver, and right now I'm trying to hold my silver position very tight to not lose it, because I believe it's going higher as well. And since the gold bull market has progressed a lot, then it's only normal for silver to have higher returns from now on and for gold returns to drop. So I expect any day now, any week now, silver to explode. Silver had a high in the past of like, let me see, 50, I think it was. Yeah, it was like 50. And right now it's back to 38. I think it will not only surpass this prior high, but make even bigger highs. I have seen some experts talk about 90, 100, 120. I don't know about that, but I definitely expect silver to go to at least 60 to 80. Because when gold rises, silver also comes behind it and makes these huge moves. So I focused on silver and I focused on global X silver miners, which is basically silver miners, because when silver moves, the silver miners make even bigger moves. And that's why I built some exposure on silver of almost like 4K or 5K, somewhere around that, 4.5K. And right now it's around 6. So we're doing well on this position too. This is generally how the portfolio is doing, what happened over the last couple of months that I missed. I'm expecting this bull market of crypto to continue, and I'm planning to lock my profits at the peak of it. I'll try to do that. And the silver bull market is just getting started, so I think this will also be a big winner of ours. From stocks, when it comes to stocks, the latest position I built was this. I'm buying Berkshire Hathaway slowly. I I'm not buying this stock for it to explode. I'm buying this stock to park some of my cash for when I find a good opportunity to capitalize on the opportunity. But the interesting thing with Berkshire Hathaway is ever since Warren Buffett stopped managing it, it got destroyed over the last 3 months. It's down 100% when the market is up, which is kinda interesting. If we check the 1 year chart, we have exactly the same prices, which is interesting. I think Berkshire Hathaway is positioned real well right now, but it will take a year before it can use all of its cash and position itself to explode and go even higher in the future. So I'm not sure if I will keep this one for the future or if I'm just parking my cash um, for better opportunities. I'll see. I'll see about that. Meta Platforms is a stock I love. I have an average price of 500 almost dollars, and right now it almost starts 800, which is very nice. I would love to grab this stock at $100. This was an insane price for Meta and Mark Zuckerberg owning that company because he drives it that much. He's very driven with it. Meta is a stock I love. It always makes money with ads and stuff, and billions of people are using its products. So it will always be a big winner. If the stock market falls, the stock market right now S&P 500. No, that's a wrong chart. S&P 500 right now, if we check, is on this rally again. It recovered very fast after this war drop that we had, war correction. So now I expect the stock market to drop for like 5 to 10%. Maybe it's in September, but yeah, it rose very fast and it's making all-time highs already, which is crazy. So I think correction will come sooner or later, over the next couple of 4 to 12 weeks. A small correction of at least 5% will come. This is the time where I plan to buy more stocks if I find good opportunities. But yeah, Meta is a big winner that I like. Costco, I believe, will win a lot in the future. It's kind of stuck over the last year, but that's because it was kind of overpriced. It's trying to catch up to its valuation. I think it will do that. Shopify is one of my favorite stocks, one of my favorite companies. Also a big winner in e-commerce. It also makes money from payment processing and stuff like that. Berkshire Hathaway, I told you I'm just parking some cash here. GameStop is kind of a random stock. The only reason I bought GameStop is because GameStop started buying Bitcoin with its balance sheet. That was an interesting move that I liked. Booking, I believe, is a big winner too because people will always want to have traveling experiences, and Booking takes like a 10 to 15 commission from each booking that happens on its app. So it's almost like Mastercard or Visa. It takes a very small cut of the network's traffic, and these are also the stocks that Warren Buffett loves uh, because they just exist and they make money because of the apps that they have built. Booking is a stock I liked. Interactive Brokers is also a huge company. I like Interactive Brokers because it's very AI driven, so it has a lot of automations, which is basically zero expenses for the company, and it just makes cash as people invest through it. I'm planning to make this Interactive Brokers position bigger. Uber, I also love. I'm using Uber a lot. That's the only reason I bought it. And I also believe it has room to grow higher. I think a good price target for Uber would be 125 and even more maybe. We'll see. We'll see. And the one of the last stocks that I started building too is Capital B. Capital B right now is a stock that I'm not sure it will perform that well over the next year, even in this crypto bull market. So maybe it's not the best decision to do right now to start building this position. It's already down 27%. I don't mind that much about that because it's a company that buys Bitcoin all the time. Even Adam Back, one of the guys that had connections to Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator, the speculative creator of Bitcoin, even Adam Back invested in that company, which was crazy when it happened. It used to be named the Blockchain Group. Now it changed its name to Capital B. So that's also a stamp of approval from a big investor. Its market cap right now is like 428, but its holdings are around 200, 250k, something like 250 million of Bitcoin, somewhere around that. So it's trying to catch up to its valuation, and that's why it's getting a little bit inflated away. But it's getting inflated away for a good reason, for the company to buy more Bitcoin. So I don't mind about that. As Bitcoin rises, I believe it will also be a big winner. Maybe it will take more than 2 years for this stock to rise, but I'd rather be inside now and win a lot from it in the future than buy when it's like $20 or 50. I think you know what I mean. So this is how the portfolio is doing. I'm extremely happy with its success and its rise, and I think we're positioned well to win even more in the future. So let's win. Follow my channel, subscribe to this channel to follow the portfolio updates, and I'm coming back with even more videos to try to get back to